Merstham TV with me, James Barrett-Sterling, as the Moatsiders crash out of the FA Trophy today by virtue of a 3-0 defeat against Sutton Common Rovers. Absolutely roasting out here today, but we've been joined by the gaffer, Tony Reid. Tony, I just said to you off camera, I mean, we were in it at half-time, it was goalless, but what do you think the fundamental difference was to end up on the losing side today?
Not doing the right things, not doing the basic things. Embarrassing really, second half. Words can't explain how I'm feeling. Obviously I've got the fight and desire in me. It burns, but I don't think it burns for the players. I think they just turn up and think they're going to win games. Or they turn up and thinking they've got a shirt and they've got the right to wear that shirt, and it's finished. It's not. You've got 11 oppositions that you've got to play against and you've got to compete. You know, I said at half-time I didn't think it was good enough in the first half, but when you look at the opportunities we created, next to nothing, they come back at you. We created five. Five is not good enough for me in 90 minutes. One shot on target, definitely not good enough for me. Again, and I've got to question the players. You know, I wish I could put my boots on and go and play again, and I'll probably show those boys a little bit of fight and desire. You know, fair play to them and credit due to Sutton Common Rovers. You know, they stuck to their task and kept to their task. We don't, and that's the final margins. You know, you've got to play to the system that we do, but at the same time, when you're looking when they're attacking, they're busting the gut to race into the box. You've got 5 players trying to run past our players. We get into the box and you've got 1 or 2 players in the box. That's the difference. Is it energy levels? Well, or because of the heat? No, they did it, so why can't we do it? And yeah, it was terrible, if I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, that's fair, very frank assessment, I think. What was the thinking behind, you gave 2 debutants today and left a couple of the players that maybe performed quite well at Three Bridges on the bench, and in the second half you made a couple of substitutions but maybe didn't bring those lads on. What was the thinking behind those?
I just think that when we played Chipstead in the friendly, I just wanted to go with a little bit of end product. But yeah, I got it wrong. You know, I put my hands up, you know. I know the 2 boys very well, but I think as much as they've done very well, I'm still think I'm lacking that end product, and I think I want to try something different, trying to get the end product. But yeah, I got it wrong again. So I'll put my hands up. The ownership's down with myself. But whoever I put in, you need to have end product, and that's what I'm looking for, that end product. You may be shining in the game and work hard, but goals win games and creating win games as well. You know, you've got to create, and I don't think we create enough collectively as a team.
I saw the frustration in the first half when you threw your cap down. Firstly, was the person in the dugout that you hit, were they okay?
He was okay, but I think I'm containing myself. I think some of the players said I know me will lost my head and gone and kicked everything over. Yeah, that would have been me, but I think that can be intimidating as well. And the culture of today's players are not the same as it used to be. So I have to tread carefully and, you know, try and be angry with a smile, if that makes sense. Yeah. Because I need to ensure that they don't go within their shells and the coach. But I will have to go back to basics as well with the players and trust. You know, I've given everybody an opportunity. Sometimes you throw people in the deep end, sink or swim. A lot of them, you know, drowned, literally. So a lesson learned by myself, and again, I take ownership.
Will you take the frustration home with you? Like, how long does it take for you to sort of get over a result? Is it a couple of days? Is it the whole week until we play again? What's the difference?
It's normally the whole week. Yeah, it ruins my Saturday. I'm meant to be going out tonight. That won't happen. I think I will sit in and debate what went wrong or what should I have done better and everything else. But it's easy to blame the players, but I've got to blame myself this one. Yeah.
Is there a case for maybe, are you starting to see a kind of a settled squad in your own mind now? Because some of the murmurings on the terracing is obviously a lot of new faces come in sort of game by game and they're not quite sure what kind of first 11 might be coming out.
Make no excuses, I still got 5 out. You know, I still got my strikers out, literally all 3 of them. Will make a massive difference. And I think you probably evidently saw that today. You know, what they will give you, the ball sticks, they create chances, they're not frightened to take players on, and they're not frightened to let go of the boots, you know, of that ball. But I've got a 25, which I wanted to work with, so we have to go to 25. But again, I think I'm just looking at, and I'm nitpicking here, I'm looking at little bits and pieces. I like to play triangles, but when you look at and you do training sessions and they're not keeping the ball in little boxes, 10-yard passes, I have a worry because you train as you play. And if they're not doing that in training, then I can't trust them to do it on a pitch, because I want to play football. We just emphasise, did they stick to the game plan? No, they didn't. For my midfield, we was going long all the time and we're bypassing our midfield. If they drop off, there's a lot of space in the midfield. 5-10 yard pass, we don't, When it's in my half, I don't like playing football, because if there's a mistake, then we get capitalised on it. Teams don't give us gifts. We're giving teams gifts, and we've got to eradicate that straight away.
Excellent. Tony, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Cheers,
yeah?
thank you.
No worries.